Hello, YouTube. All right. In a previous video, I mentioned that I'm trying to help Bill, my friend Bill, and he's on. Well, he's had a stroke, so he's like partially paralyzed, and really getting no assistance from the government at all because his dad, who had been taking care of him before his dad passed away, left him some money and kind of had an attorney set things up for him. So he's kind of on his own in an apartment, not really getting any assistance, any help from the government at all, other than like right now he gets Medicaid, and he also gets Meals on Wheels delivery. That's the extent of it. And the reason for that is he doesn't qualify for a lot of government aid programs to help elderly, programs to help disabled people, especially disabled elderly, because he has too much money. But it's really not too much money. It's like he's burning through it so fast that probably within a year and a half, he'll be down to zero and negative. I mean, he's going through an incredible amount of money for the apartment rental, as well as the utilities and bills, and the home care that he has to have, because he can't walk. He has to have somebody bathe him and stuff, help him get his clothes on. He can't stand, he just kind of can get up and plop down, and that's about the extent of his movements. He's got one side is like out, and the other arm he can do some stuff. He's limited mobility, limited speech. So he pretty much needs like daily care. Okay, he can still feed himself, but somebody's got to do things for him, like even like maybe open bottles and things like that. And he gets $700 a month disability pay. And right now he's getting child support. For some reason he gets child support. I don't know how that was arranged. But his children are about to be adults, and the child support will go away. So, which is very soon, like maybe this year or next year. So I'm trying to set a budget for him of his disability, which is like $700 monthly, which is very, very limiting. And he needs, from that $700, he's got to have a place to live. He's got to be able to pay the daily caretakers, the CNAs or whatever that come in and take care of him, food, utilities, and everything else. So it's kind of a big challenge, and one that has me like really overwhelmed, because everywhere I call, all the referral agencies and stuff, they all steer back to me having to do everything for them. But I have a plan, and today I'm heading out to see if we can try to get it into effect. And what that plan is, because Bill has too much money, he's not getting assistance, and if we wait until he continues to spend it at the rate he's spending it, by the time he qualifies, he'll be on the street, and assistance won't come instantaneously. We're talking about the government. It could take a year or two before he gets any assistance. So the strategy is to use whatever resources he has right now to acquire a place for him where the rent is something he can afford, which means the rent has to be under $700 a month. That's with the rent and utilities. And if I do it correctly, if I have luck and am able to pull this off, we're gonna make Bill broke, which is kind of scary, because Bill will be broke at the end of this, but it's the only way I can get him to qualify for assistance. And meanwhile, I kind of go in danger, because when Bill is broke, I'm the one that has to take care of Bill, which of course, puts me in jeopardy of my own situation, my house, and my planned retirement, because of, I have to take care of Bill, basically. So my goal today is to try to acquire a property for Bill. Now, I had tried to look into tax deed auctions, and the one coming up, I'm going to try to compete, but I don't think I will win. I've been looking at the recent auction results, and the investors have been jacking the prices up. So the prices of the properties are selling for higher than their listed value. And then the investors are in turn jacking the price up more and reselling it, flipping it. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to compete. And the budget is really small. The finances available to try to bid. And then the other potential big problem with that is you really don't know the status of the property until you get inside and look. Things may be all ripped up and broken and destroyed. Like in the case of my house, it's been more than a year and a half. It's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years. And it's still not fully done. And I've had to sink an additional roughly $10,000 into trying to get it, nice. Not even nice, but just usable and habitable and not junky. So that in itself has a risk. But if I'm able to acquire a property like that, then it's paid off. It's paid and owned. And hopefully there's no major repairs that have to be made. The other option, which I'm heading towards today to check out, is to try to buy a house for Bill, or find a rental unit that he can afford. $700 in Florida right now, in Central Florida. You'd be lucky if you can get a room for that. I have to get more than a room for Bill. I have to try to get a whole house with at least 2 bedrooms, preferably 3 bedrooms. But that's what I'm going to try to do today. I have several houses I'm going to be looking at. But I got to talk to the only houses that I can afford right now, based on the budget that I have, which is negligible, is mobile homes. And they're not like new, they're kind of old and run down. Mobile homes that are old on rented lots. Yeah, that's kind of scary, because the landlord, the company that owns the lots, can jack the price up, which would mean we're in trouble again if they do that. But looking at how fast Bill is using up his resources, I don't really have much choice. I got to get him out of there. And he's burning through about $3,000 a month. And I got to get it down to roughly $700. So I'm having to try to deal with that. And it gets complicated, because Bill has a lot of requirements that, other people may not have. Like the fact that he's handicapped, he's paralyzed and wheelchair bound. So the place I get is going to have to be able to accommodate or be modifiable to allow a wheelchair and a hover around type unit in there, so that Bill can kind of drive himself around in his house and outside in his yard and stuff. So that's already a requirement. That's going to be difficult. Mobile homes, by their nature, are raised up about 2 or 3 feet off the ground. So you have to have a ramp, that's going to take him up to the front door and stuff. And also, a lot of hallways and doorways in mobile homes are narrow. They're only probably about 24 inches wide or so. I don't know. I brought a tape measure, because I'm going to go at the houses I'm going to look at and measure to see how big the hallways are and whether or not I can adapt them by cutting them out or whatever. So those are additional expenses that have to be thrown on top of the purchase price. And then in addition to that, got to see if the landowner will approve Bill to stay there. A lot of them that I've looked at, they want you to have at least $1,600 a month income and 700 plus credit. I don't know about Bill's credit rating. Mine just dropped, so I don't even have 700 credit rating. And $1,600 a month, Bill doesn't meet that criteria. But he would have the money to pay the $700 rent, so I don't know. I got to talk to them. So there's still some obstacles even with going this route. And some of you might be wondering why I would opt for like a 2 or 3 bedroom versus a 1 bedroom, since it's only Bill there. Remember, Bill can't be by himself. He needs like almost 24/7 care. He needs at least 7 days a week care. Somebody there to bathe him, make sure he takes his meds, and just check on his health, his blood pressure and everything else. And contact me if there's an issue. Then I got to take him to the hospital on that. But anyhow, I'm trying to do things in such a way that it's kind of like self-contained. So if I manage to get a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom preferably, although 3-bedroom from me looking at it and contacting the various people selling houses and stuff right now, it's proving to be difficult, if not impossible, to get a 3-bedroom on Bill's budget. So I might have to settle for a 2-bedroom. But the plan is, once we acquire the property and, are sure that Bill can live in it and everything, not going to be a problem with the landlord, then I have to negotiate a deal with somebody, a CNA or somebody who's who knows how to do health care for the elderly, to get them to work for free. And it's not really for free. What it's going to be is a trade-off. They get to live for free in Bill's house, with Bill. And I'm only going to have them work maybe, 2 hours a day or less. They just basically need to bathe him, and help him with meds and just keep an eye on him. And then, obviously, somebody doing that will need an income, They just don't have to pay rent or utilities. I will cover all of that. They will need to pay a portion of their own food, although they might share some with Bill, and any other expenses they have. Most people doing that will want another job, possibly a full-time job somewhere else. They just get free rent, free place to live, and that could make it attractive. Considering how expensive everything is now, it's gonna be worth at least $600 to $800 a month. Probably about $600 to $800 a month for working roughly. Let's see, about 50 hours, 50 hours, and you get about $600 or $800 worth of value. So I got to try to negotiate that with somebody and see if they'll go for it. And I think I'll be able to do it just because of the living situation right now with a lot of people not being able to even afford rent. And, I don't expect them to be around Bill 24/7. They just need to make sure they bathe him daily, make sure he takes his meds, keep an eye on his health. Let me know if there's issues. So it's not like a big thing, but it'll be a big thing for Bill to be able to get bathed every day, stay clean, and also have someone monitor him. Now, if I was able to get 3-bedroom, then I can get 2 helpers, which to me is more ideal than 1. Because with 1 person, remember I said Bill's kind of a little bit difficult, If it's 1 person, they might get frustrated, they might end up quitting. If I get 2 people, same deal. They both get free rooms and utilities and whatnot. It's doable. Then each person really only has to do about 20 hours a month. Basically, they can split the work up however they want it. But basically, Bill needs service for about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, and then they can split it between themselves. So you could have 2 people there helping Bill, and they can take turns, or they can split, like one person work 3 days, another work 4 days, and then swap weeks, or however they want to do it. And also, if somebody wants to go on vacation or whatever, it's still kind of covered. If they want to basically have time off, so it's not they're not like stuck there. That's the thing I want to do, is try to make it fair for the people helping Bill, and also make it attractive. So that's the goal. Then Bill would have his $700 a month, which would be enough to cover the land rental, the lot rental. But then I still run into the problem of, what do I do about Bill wanting his cigarettes and wanting spending money, for whatever he wants to buy, medical marijuana and other stuff. Well, that's where using all his resources right now to acquire that place will come into play. Because once Bill has no spare money, no more than $2,000 in his bank account, he can start to qualify for government services. And so my hope is that we can get it to the point where, he's not out on the street and he has time. I'll have to cover him during this time, kind of finance Bill's life, until he get government assistance. And I'm hoping to get him on food stamps, hoping to get him on the government phone, and then maybe I think there's programs that they might have for rent assistance for elderly, disabled people. So if you guys know of those options and stuff, feel free to post them down below. I have been researching it, like I said, for the past 6-8 months. Just keep hitting my head against the wall. And this looks like the best possibility. Ideally, we would get a place that Bill doesn't even have to pay rent. Then it's self-contained. But right now, because of the time crunch, of him running out of money, if I don't do anything, he could run out of money. And if I wait too long, he has no resources, and I can't even acquire a place for him. So that's what I'm working against. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to go look at those at least two buildings, 2 houses, and see if they'd be suitable. And then, I got to check with Bill to see if he wants them. It's another thing. You can't just stick someone somewhere, and if they're not happy, it's going to be a problem. So it's got to work out, and I'm crossing my fingers, praying a lot, and I hope my plan is sound. I hope it works. If you guys can see potential issues and stuff, point them out. I already know of some potential problems, but more brains thinking on it and working on it helps me to cover bases and situations that I might have missed. So I appreciate all your concern for me, as far as the stress level you might have been seeing over the last couple of videos. Once I get Bill settled into a place and stabilized, I'll be able to breathe again. As far as me personally, my health, my frozen shoulder has unfrozen. I just need to get my health back up, my physical, strength back up. So I'm continuing to do PT on my own, even though the VA said they could send me back to PT at the VA or some other stuff. But I said, yeah, I'm trying to do it on my own. And I had my eyes checked the other day. It's been, at the annual 1-year thing, and believe it or not, Doc says my eye prescription hasn't changed too much, but he did notice I'm starting to develop cataracts. But he said, don't worry about it. It's nothing really to worry about. because, everyone pretty much, by the time they turn 40 or so, start to develop cataracts. And he thinks, that it may be another decade or so before it becomes a problem. If I live that long, I'll be like 67 years old. So there's nothing they can really do about it right now. So I'm trying not to worry too much about it, but evidently everybody, once you hit 40, starts to potentially develop cataracts, which is where your eyes kind of start to cloud up. Eventually, you go blind. The joys of getting old. So if you're under 40, you better enjoy your vision, enjoy your health, enjoy your working arms and limbs and stuff, and be thankful that that you have all that. You don't realize how important things like your vision, your hearing, and your ability to move, your ability to walk, your ability to even talk are until you lose it, or you have to help somebody who doesn't have those abilities, those capabilities. And then you realize at that point, man, things that you take for granted in life, like the ability to get up and put on your own clothes, by yourself, brush your teeth, to clean your underarms while you're taking a shower, to lift your arm up. Those are all things that are actually gifts, and you're blessed to have them because there are people who can't even do that. So be grateful for what you have. I know I am. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for the continued prayers. If you have suggestions and tips, always looking forward to hearing them. And thank you to all my friends who, I hope, I'm not angry at you guys or anything. I'm just still dealing with the stress right now of what's hitting me, because it's all wham. It's not one little thing. It's some really big stuff. And of course, I still have some personal stuff that I'm dealing with that I'm not even on YouTube. So. What do they say to do in cases like this? Just kind of fake it till you make it? I think that's what I'm at right now. I'm at the point of I need to fake it until I make it. So, everything's great on this end. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Stay safe. Bye-bye now.